All right, it's time for writing. So let's take out your Sprint 2 book. Make sure you have your pencil ready and a notebook if you need to take extra notes. Okay, let's open to page 22 and 23. Grammar. Be past simple affirmative form and be past simple negative form. Please repeat after me. Affirmative form. Ready, go. I was happy. You were happy. He was happy. She was happy. It was happy. We were happy. You were happy. They were happy. Okay? Full and contracted negative form. I was not happy. Ready, go. I wasn't happy. You were not happy. You weren't happy. He was not happy. He wasn't happy. She was not happy. She wasn't happy. It was not happy. It wasn't happy. We were not happy. We weren't happy. You were not happy. You weren't happy. They were not happy. They weren't happy. Okay, for now we're going to focus to the affirmative form. Please read with me. The work of gold miners was difficult. Farmers were also bricklayers. The past simple of be has two different forms. Was for the first and third person singular, and were for the second person singular and for all persons plural. There are no contracted forms. The past simple is often accompanied by expressions of time of past, such as yesterday, yesterday morning, last night, a year ago, in 1955, when I was a child, when I was young. All right, let's practice. Circle the correct verb. Example, his parent was or were from Warsaw. His parents were from Warsaw. Ready, go. Let's move on. Number 1. Her voice was. Her voice was beautiful. Her voice was beautiful. Number 2, his grandparents were. His grandparents were farmers. His grandparents were farmers. 3, she was a hairdresser. She was a hairdresser. 4, the building site was. The building site was dangerous. The building site was dangerous. 5, my grandma and grandpa were. My grandma and grandpa were doctors in a hospital. My grandma and grandpa were doctors in a hospital. Okay, now for number 2. Complete the sentence with was and were. Add yesterday, last, ago, according to each case. Example, we were at the cinema last night. Okay, please try 1 through 6. Pause the video and return with your answers. Okay, let's check your answers. Please repeat after me. They were at school yesterday morning. 2, I was on holiday 2 weeks ago. 3. Zoe was tired and bored yesterday afternoon. 4. You were in a different class last year. 5. My birthday was a month ago. 6. Pete and Jamie were at home last Sunday. Okay, now we're going to talk about the negative form, full and contracted negative form. Okay? Focus. Please read with me. The pay was not good. The pay wasn't good. The artists were not famous. The artists weren't famous. The negative form is obtained by adding not after was or weren't. Contracted forms are wasn't and weren't. Okay, for exercise 3, write the sentence of exercise 2 again in the negative form. For example, we weren't at the cinemas last night. Okay, if you remember, that's from this exercise. So 1 through 6, but the negative form. Okay, please pause the video and write down your answer and check back. Okay, let's check your answers. Please repeat after me. They weren't at school yesterday morning. I wasn't on holiday 2 weeks ago. Zoe wasn't tired and bored yesterday afternoon. You weren't in a different class last year. My birthday wasn't a month ago. Pete and Jamie weren't at home last Sunday. For the next part, write the sentences in the affirmative or negative form. Okay? So the first example was I in London and last summer. Negative form. I wasn't in London last summer. The boys at a football match yesterday. Affirmative. The boys were at a football match yesterday. Please try 1 through 6. Pause the video and come back with your answers. Okay, let's check your answers. Evie wasn't at home last Sunday. Ready to go? You weren't at the party last night. We weren't in Dublin 2 months ago. Sasha wasn't at school yesterday. My friend and I weren't in the USA last year. Chloe wasn't at the hairdresser's an hour ago. Okay, now it's time for the past simple interrogative form and short answer. An interrogative form is the question. So please repeat after me. Interrogative form. Was I happy? Were you happy? Was he happy? Was she happy? Was it happy? Were you happy? Were they happy? Were we happy? Okay. The next one, the affirmative short answers. Yes, I was. Yes, you were. Yes, he was. Yes, she was. Yes, it was. Yes, we were. Yes, you were. Yes, they were. Okay, negative short answers. No, I wasn't. No, you weren't. No, he wasn't. No, she wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, we weren't. No, you weren't. No, they weren't. Focus. What was your grandpa's first job? Were your grandparents from Jamaica? Yes, they were. No, they weren't. In the interrogative form of the past simple of be, was and were are placed before the subject. Remember that in questions with what, were, when, etc., the interrogative words are always placed before the verb. Okay, let's check our answers. Please repeat after me. Was Evie at home last Sunday? Were you at the party last night? Were we in Dublin 2 months ago? Was Sasha at school yesterday? Were my friends and I in the USA last year? Was Chloe at the hairdresser's an hour ago? Okay, exercise 6. Write the questions and affirmative or negative short answers. For example, the job and difficult, affirmative. Was the job difficult? Yes, it was. The artist, rich, negative. Were the artists rich? No, they weren't. Okay, please create your sentences from 1 through 6. Okay, let's check our answers. 1. Were the children's hands dirty? Yes, they were. Were the magic tricks dangerous? No, they weren't. Was the maths exam easy? No, it wasn't. Were your new trainers comfortable? No, they weren't. Was your homework boring? Yes, it was. Were the songs beautiful? Yes, they were. Focus. Be born. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon in 1564. Charles Dickinson was born on 7th February 1812. To talk about birth in English, we use the past simple of be plus born. Remember, dates in English are expressed only with ordinal numbers. They can be written in 2 ways. 7th February 1812, February 7th, 1812, and are pronounced by adding the and of. The 7th of February, 1812. The year is usually pronounced by reading numbers in pairs. 1812. Complete the blanks with in or on. David Beckham was born 2nd May 1975. Catonstone, London. David Beckham was born on the 2nd of May, 1975 in Catonstone, London. Exercise 8. Read the answers and complete the question with where or when and the past simple form of be. For example, where was Sasha's grandpa born? He was born in Jamaica. Okay, now try 1 through 6. Pause the video and come back with your answers. Okay, let's check our answers. 1. When was he born? He was born in the 1950s. 2. When was Sasha's mom born? She was born in 1970s. 3. When were their children born? They were born in the 1990s. 4. Where were their children born? They were born in London. When was Charles Dickinson born? He was born in 1812. Where was Charles Dickinson born? He was born in Portsmouth.